Last week, the Prime Minister announced, to the surprise of many, I think it's fair to say, that she wasn't a quitter and would lead the Tories into the next election. Well, let's talk now to Jacob Rees-Mogg, who emerged as the unexpected favourite over the summer to take her place. Jacob Rees-Mogg, are you on manoeuvres?
No, of course I'm not, and you've given me this splendid backdrop photoshopped in the
you're
door
already
of
at number
Downing
10.
Street.
You're already in Downing Street.
I haven't become the BBC's special Downing Street correspondent.
Not yet.
I think that would be a wonderful job to have.
Well, except you have to be impartial and balanced, of course, Jacob Rees-Mogg.
Well, I am, unlike many people in the BBC, but we'll let that go for a moment.
That's not true. So you're standing there in front of number 10. How does it feel?
Well, it feels as fake as it is. I'm actually in a studio a few yards away from you.
Are you ambitious for a ministerial job?
I'm not ambitious to do anything other than to get returned in North East Somerset and to contribute to the development of ideas in the Conservative Party. And actually, I very much look forward to Angela's book because she's one of the most thoughtful members of the opposition, and it will be very useful for Conservatives to see how non-Conservatives attack our views and our positions, to see if we can remake the case back again. And I think this battle of ideas is what is so exciting and what our system does so well.
Right, well, wouldn't you be better placed to challenge what Angela is going to say in her book? And you've got a reader there, avid waiting for the book to come out. Angela, that's one. Well, one's a start. Wouldn't you be better doing that from a ministerial post, Jacob Rees-Mogg?
Well, in a way, you have a great deal more freedom to discuss issues from the backbenches, because I'm not bound by collective responsibility. I don't have constraints upon me as to what I am allowed to say or not allowed to say. And that is perhaps an easier position to be in to discuss broad issues, rather than ministers, obviously, who are quite rightly confined to their own subject area.
Right. Are you surprised to find yourself as this unexpected front runner for a leadership that isn't yet vacant?
I'm as astonished as you are. It's all jolly August stuff, and now we're in September. I imagine it will calm down.
Were you disappointed by Theresa May's declaration that she is going to stay on, she says, and fight the next election? No,
I think it's the right thing to say, that leaders need to give a clear guide to their intention to carry on. I understood why David Cameron said that he was going to go when he did, before the 2015 election. But once leaders say that, their authority seeps away, and authority in politics is crucial to the ability to get things done.
But from some of the reaction from the backbenches, not you necessarily, I think there was incredulity to some extent that she did declare, having said she would leave it to the party to decide how long she would stay as leader, that she would carry on.
Well, all leaders are servants of their party in some way, and they can't carry on if the party doesn't want them to, so that inevitably remains true. I'd be very suspicious of anonymous briefings that tend to be by people who have other motives, ulterior motives for saying what they do. Let's have people come out honestly and say what they think publicly, rather than hiding in the shadows.
Well, they weren't all anonymous, of course. I mean, there were some people who were prepared to say they were surprised, at the very least, publicly, that she had declared such a thing, having lost the Tory majority.
Those comments were very politely and diffidently put. I don't think there was anyone saying that this was impossible or even unreasonable.
Right. If you were asked, of course, to step up to the ministerial plate, there has been talk, admittedly, it was quashed, that talk by number 10, of a reshuffle. You would serve, would you?
Well, when Mrs May was asked directly by Ian Dale this question, she giggled, so I think my chances of getting the summons are remarkably limited.
Right. Well, although Boris Johnson, of course, became Foreign Secretary, some people thought that was interesting.
But Boris Johnson is a great man and an inspirational representative of us abroad.
Right. What would you do if you were offered a ministerial post? What would you... I mean, just imagine, a little bit like that backdrop behind you, as you say, is fake. You're not really in Downing Street. But just imagine there was a ministerial post offered you. Which would you like?
This isn't going to happen. I'm very happy serving the people of North East Somerset. That's my role, that's what I enjoy doing. And I think to start putting oneself forward is a great mistake. Heaven knows next will be offering me the papacy.
The what?
The papacy.
Yes, we've got time, of course, for that. Jacob Rees-Mogg, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You can leave the studio now.
Thank you.
You didn't frankly have the balls to put country before party.